Harriet Beecher Stowe. President Abraham Lincoln reportedly said when he met the young woman, who was actually little for her time, she was just under 5 feet tall, reportedly said, "So you're the little one who started this great war." To be honest, I actually say this is more of a hoax, but most people believe it, so I'll believe it. Now, Harriet Beecher Stowe was born Harriet Elizabeth Beecher Stowe and on June 14th of 1811 in Litchfield, Connecticut, which is right here. She was the 6th child out of 11 children, and to be honest, she had a greater childhood with more benefits than other children too. She was enrolled in the Harvard Female Seminary, which was ran by her older sister, Catherine. And her main goals and main focus was classics, languages, and math. In fact, before she was 10 years old, she learned Latin and wrote a kid's geography book. And that's pretty impressive, seeing that she was less than 10 years old at the time. And after graduating from school, she went ahead and moved to her father's place because he literally just turned on a seminar and activated one. Well, more it goes on the lines of making one. And there, in a literary club, she met Calvin Ellis Stowe. This is actually a pretty good drawing of it. And they got married on January 6th of 1836. This is pretty pleasant too, and I already speeded up to then too. By that time, Harriet Elizabeth Beecher Stowe was 34 years old. This was supposed to be her 35th birthday, and she still hadn't reached it yet. And together they had 7 kids, including this 18-month-old kid that they had named Samuel Charles Stowe. And he died at a very young age. And because of that grief, most people actually think because of that grief, she wanted to relieve it by actually writing something. And she decided to do it by trying to abolish and influence her life, influence her cause on slavery, the anti-slavery movement. And she wrote in serialized forms the book Uncle Tom's Cabin. She published the first serial of the Uncle Tom's Cabin on June 5th, 1851, and that was when she started writing chapter 1. In fact, why do authors even serialize all of their books? Well, here's the reason. If authors publish their books in a whole complete form, then usually that they wouldn't get many wide audiences. However, if they, published annual or weekly or monthly or daily installments or serializations of their stories, then people could be able to afford the stories more and gave the authors time to write the next part of the story while everyone else is watching this. It's like a TV show. Like when they release an episode instead of a movie to actually show the whole thing and to be able to get people to be able to watch it more and rewatch on those parts that they missed. And also movies actually got costlier, sometimes more costly to actually go to, while episodes, you can always just go ahead on TV and watch them. The last installment of Uncle Tom's Cabin in serialized form was published on April 1st of 1852. Which is basically when she decided to do her action. And from then on, she actually published many copies. In fact, it sold 300,000 volumes in a year. And because of that, to meet demand, they had to get the printing press to run 24/7 for over 7 days. Straight consecutive days, because there was so many people who wanted to buy it that they were actually losing their demand, and they were losing how many books that they needed to actually get all these people stuff. Like when Kurzgesagt tried to publish their book Immune, they realized that they didn't have enough copies to actually send to everyone that wanted to buy it, and they had shipping trouble. Well, this saying Uncle Tom's Cabin doesn't have shipping trouble, but they did have so many copies. I'm pretty sure that they just needed to run that many printing presses for over a week consecutively, non-stop, for 24/7. And because of this book that launched her into fame, it made her be able to write new books too. Other than Uncle Tom's Cabin, she wrote other books that I really won't mention here because I just want to keep this under 6 minutes. And then, well, Calvin died in 1886. And just 10 years later, Harriet Beecher Stowe, after what medical people nowadays actually think that she suffered Alzheimer's for a bit during those last years of her life. After suffering from what they believe was Alzheimer's, she died on July 1st, 1896. Just 17 days after her 85th birthday, that happened. She died in Hartford, Connecticut, in the United States of America, which I'm guessing is pretty much here, and is buried next to her 18-month-old son, Samuel, and her husband, Calvin Ellis Stowe. That's all I have to say right now. I just hope you guys enjoyed that episode, and I hope to see you guys in future videos too. So until next time, please like, subscribe, and share this video to others, and I'll see you soon. Until next time, Schnan out, peace. Ring the bell too. Dun 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 dun.